man, we are officially live with our very first TokuNet, Shuukan TokuNet live. Welcome everybody, my name is Squall Charlson. I am your host for this week of Shuukan TokuNet. I'm joined by the lovely Nicole Amber here. I think everybody can... Yeah. Hopefully everyone can hear you. I'll turn you up a little bit here too. There we go. Cool. So, what is Shuukan TokuNet? Well, if you guys remember the Weekly News Roundups that we used to put out every week, we are changing that up a little bit. We are doing a live show. We wanted to kind of grow a community where we see a lot of people come on the site, we see a lot of people interact on our posts, and we thought what would be a good idea to bring everybody together. And this is kind of it. So yeah. What do you think, Nicole? Like,
I am super excited because this is a cool way of us all talking about like the Toku news and all the fun things happening in our industry. So yeah, I can't wait to chat with everybody.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun because every week we'll have new guests. We'll have some other special surprises. Like even today, I started thinking of other different things we can integrate into this. But anyway, let's kick it off. Let's go over some of the biggest news pieces to drop this week. The first one, if you guys have been watching Lupin vs. Pot, this is going to be pretty exciting. So we have Jinji Iri, known for portraying Judo in the Kikaider reboot, will soon be a regular in the show. If you guys look, you can kind of tell who he might be playing, but revealed via the show's official Twitter, he will be playing the role of Zamigo Delma. Did I say that right?
I think so.
Yeah, Zamigo Delma, the mysterious man who froze and stole away the Lupin Rangers' loved ones. Ooh, so he's that one guy in the intro. You know what I'm talking about? With yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right?
His walk.
Yeah, he's got like
yes.
like the super cool like top third walk thing going on. Oh man.
I love his hair. Like we're totally in this like blackjack theme when it comes to Kamen Rider and now Sentai.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, ooh, let's see how far we can take it now.
Well, it's funny because like I've been really kind of looking at Sentai stealing a lot of stuff from Kamen Rider because Kamen Rider has obviously, you know, kind of gotten a little bit away in terms of success, you know, recently. And this is just kind of another thing that I feel like they've transpotted from Kamen Rider to Sentai's. Let's have a character with this hairstyle.
They stole from Taiga. There you go.
Definitely. I actually, like, when we were posting about it and, like, putting images up and I saw it on Twitter, I thought it was Taiga for all I knew. I was like, oh, okay, cool. X8's getting another ending movie.
Ooh, funny. Oh my god, another ending movie?
Yeah.
Wait, there's already, like, 3.
I don't know. I know I get a lot of flack for this, but I still have not finished X8. I know.
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
you gotta.
I know. I'm really busy and now I'm doing like a weekly video thing. It's hard. But hey everybody in chat, we have this thing going on that I'd like to introduce to everybody. It is called the Q&A mode. So check this out. I'm going to click this button here and there's now a link up at the top. If you go to that link, goo.go/slides/J54NND. You'll be able to basically put in questions or comments, and I can integrate that into the show. So if you guys have a good question that you want to ask either myself or Nicole or TokuNet in general, drop us a link there. People can upvote and downvote, and yeah, it'll be cool. All right, on to the next one?
Yeah.
All right. So in terms of new faces that are going to be gracing our weekly Toku, let's see. We got voice actress Sora Amemiya. Again, did I say that right?
Amamiya.
Amamiya. Here I go
You're
again.
thinking... That is pretty funny. You're thinking of the Garo creator, Keita Amamiya.
Yes,
Close.
exactly. Well, anyway, she's joining Kamen Rider Build. So, I think it was on the 24th is when this came out on the official Twitter account. They announced that she would be joining the cast of Kamen Rider Build. If you guys aren't familiar with Sora, she is affiliated with music label Music Rayan and has lent her voice to such roles as Aqua from Konosuba, God's Blessing of This Wonderful World, Elizabeth, I don't know if I'm saying this one right either, Elizabeth Leonis from The Seven Deadly Sins, and Toka Kirishima from Tokyo Ghoul. To kind of put that on
she's a pretty prolific voice actor right now in Japan, especially for her role as Aqua and also Toka.
Yeah, definitely.
They're very, very popular characters.
I saw the name and I knew I had seen and heard that name somewhere before, and so seeing that I was like, huh, that's kind of cool. I like how a lot of people, especially in Japan, can kind of go from one side to the other pretty easily, whereas here I think like the only person that really does it is like Hank Azaria or Tom Kenny. So anyway, the tweet basically said that Sora will be voicing, quote, mysterious voice possessing Mizora Izurugi. I apologize, everybody. We'll get through this. Who was portrayed by Kaho Takada in the upcoming 25th episode of Kamen Rider Build: Idol Awakening. So I'm wondering if this is going to be just like a 1 or 2 episode thing, or if she's going to permanently, kind of keep coming back and being a main character, which would be really cool to see.
Yeah, I'd really like that, because I think Misora is finally getting some really good character development in this last few episodes in particular, and the more things that we see happen to her, the more and more I'm really interested in how she's going to end up by the end of this series.
Definitely, yeah. I've been catching up with Build, so I don't know. I'm just always excited to see new characters, whether it be in Kamen Rider or Sentai, just because it just changes everybody else's dynamic. So I'm excited for this. When does this episode come out? The 25th. Is that the next episode?
Yeah.
Okay, is that one coming out today then? Or next week's?
I think it's this coming up.
Here, I'm trying to look here.
I have to double check.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's today's new episode. And that's one of the main reasons why we also decided to set this time on Saturdays, is to have it before superhero time, so that somebody can't just kind of come running in and spoiling the new episode for everybody. So get that international clock bookmarked. Yeah.
I gotta do that too.
All right. Well, while we're looking that up, did you happen to figure out if that was today? It looks like this week is 27, I think. Yeah, no, this week's 25. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we have someone sent in a question. Julian here asks, which Kamen Rider season would you recommend for a starter? Do you have any good ideas for him?
Ooh, I would say Kamen Rider Double. Then again, I have a huge bias because I love that season.
Yeah.
Definitely a great season where it has a mix of serious but silly tones. It has great characters. Of course, the henshins are cool, and all the different forms that Double gets to have are pretty cool. So it kind of gives you an idea of what to look forward to in other Kamen Riders, at least of the Heisei Part 2 generation.
But could you also be setting them up for failure of one of the best seasons, and then nothing else kind of living up to that?
That's definitely like a disclaimer, is that there's not really... Double has definitely been known as the best out of Heisei Part 2, but I feel like there's still other strong contenders, even if they're not as good. Like, O's was very good, following Double. Forze was very good. Gaim was very good. So I think it's kind of, it's a good progression into what Heisei Part 2 really is about.
So in a way, it could kind of pad if something else doesn't quite live up to them. They know how good Kamen Rider could be because of Double. If they're going through O's and they're just like, man, nothing is happening, for these last 10 episodes. They fought a panda, and that's all I can remember. If I had to put one down, I would say my very first rider that I saw was Decade. I caught Decade when it was like 10 episodes in. Um, I don't know. Like, it was nice because every other episode, it was always a 2 episode arc. They visited a previous writer's universe. And I didn't know watching at the time that all those universes that they meet and they visit are parallel universes. So I remember watching the Kiva one, and in Kiva Decade version, Wataru is a young boy. And I was like, oh, cool. I want to watch this kid, kick some ass. And like, let's see where this goes. And I watched Kiva and I was like, wait a minute, it's that other guy. Wait, I was so confused. But I don't know. It kind of really helped set the tone of which one I should watch next. And then I watched Kiva and I was okay with that. But then Den-O is like, I think without Den-O, I probably wouldn't have watched Kamen Rider double. Because Decade was kind of like, okay, cool, whatever. And then, and this is like when I had a bunch of free time because I was in high school and I could just sit there and watch an entire series over the weekend. But yeah, definitely some of the newer ones. Doubles, I would probably go with double as well.
Yeah, that's why Decade is a little bit difficult because it does require a little bit of knowledge of the past seasons that they feature. But it's not, I don't know if I would say it's a bad starter point, but it's definitely like challenge mode Kamen Rider,
Yeah, definitely, especially like with all the movie tie-ins too. Like
yes.
The show, like I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen Decade, but the last episode ends on a cliffhanger that leads you into the movie that came out like 5 months after that episode aired. And it's just kind of like the biggest annoyance almost because
yeah,
I watched it live and I was like, I don't know how this ends. And I probably won't know until next year because it has to come out on DVD and Blu-ray and then get subbed. And it was way different from the trailer too. Like the trailer showed all these like random scenes of like, I don't know, Tsubasa on the beach and like other people dying. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then none of that's in the movie. It's like, all right, cool. Well, hopefully that helps. I think for Kamen Rider season, gets doubled the recommendation here. Yeah. All right. Let's hop back into the news before we answer any other questions. So if you guys have noticed, the shirt I'm wearing, Power Morphicon, that's going to be our next piece because Power Morphicon 2018 announced some new round of guests. So as you can see from these images, I'll try to go through these pretty quickly. We have Ron Wasserman, super cool. If you're not friends with him on Facebook, he posts some of the weirdest and funniest stuff. Super cool, down-to-earth guy. But he did the theme song, like the Go Go Power Rangers. That was him. Jason Yabara, who is best known for portraying Babu in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. Awesome guests. I like how they have people not just from like one chunk, like pre-Saban or like Disney Saban or like Neo Saban now. Like it's everybody that they could get. So we got Roger Valesco, who is best known for Carlos, the Green Ranger, Black Space Ranger, from both Turbo and In Space. We got Valerie Vernon, one of my favorites. She played Kendrix Morgan, the Pink Galaxy Ranger from Lost Galaxy. Ooh, this guy's super nice. Michael Coppen, he's best known for portraying Lucas Kendall from Time Force. Jessica Ray, also really nice. She was actually, I met her at my very first convention ever when I was in Minnesota. Jessica Ray, who's known for portraying Alyssa Enrili? Is that how you say her character name?
I think so.
I haven't seen that show in a long time. She was the White Wild Force Ranger from Power Rangers Wild Force. We got Adam Tuomian, who, super cool dude, best known for portraying Hunter Bradley, the Crimson Thunder Ranger from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. My favorite. Kevin Duhaney, known for portraying Ethan James, the Blue Dino Ranger from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Got Brandon J. McLaren, best known for portraying Jack Landers, one of the best Red Rangers ever, from Power Rangers SPD, as well as Monica May, who was portraying Elizabeth Delgado, SPD Yellow Ranger. Got Camille Hyde, best known for portraying Shelby Watkins on the last season of Dino Charge and Super Dino Charge, as well as everyone's favorite Michi Yamato, who's been creating Fujiyama Ichiban and his work that he did in Big Bad Beetleborgs. And then one of my ones that I'm most excited for is Kyle Higgins. Kyle Higgins has been basically one of the lead guys behind creating like the universe that's been going on in the new Boom Studios Power Ranger comics. Like, he's the guy who created Lord Draken. Super cool work that he's been doing. If you follow any of those guys on Twitter, they're always constantly like geeking out, and it's just really cool and neat to see that sort of be a thing, you know, that we're getting the Power Ranger content that we deserve, you know, in a different form and in different media, while we can still keep getting the other stuff too, which is really, really fun. But yeah.
I think he's the most exciting out of all the guests, just to kind of, I'd love to be in a panel with him while he talks about like his creative ideas and how he came up with Lord Drakkon, or like any of the storylines that are happening in the Power Rangers comics, because it's getting really, really interesting.
Definitely. Like, I've been trying to keep up, but again, I'm just way too busy. But good stuff. And TokuNet, we're actually headed to Power Morphicon, which is actually going to be in Anaheim this year instead of Pasadena. So that's going from August 17th to August 19th, and be sure to look for us there. We'll be running around. Should we answer another question here? Oh, I think Nicole's mic went out.
My mic, no.
I see it. I see like your picture flashing, but I don't hear anything.
Oh.
Let's see. So we answered that one. Here we go. So My Life Vlog asks, what is your reaction of the new Power Rangers 2019 Power Rangers Beast Morphers? What would you have to say your initial reaction to that was? Oh no, Nicole? Okay, while she's fixing her mic, my reaction, so if you guys don't know a little bit about me, I actually auditioned for Ninja Steel last year, and so it was kind of interesting to see them sort of backtrack to Go Busters. But I actually knew a little bit earlier before they announced it and was super excited, and I was just for like a couple of weeks just laughing at everybody's posts as we were getting closer into the new year of like, oh, it's easily going to be Q Ranger. Oh, it can't be anything other than Q Ranger, you know. Then there's like a couple people that are like Juoger, but yeah, I think it caught everybody off guard and it kind of shook everybody up. But I'm hoping that we will eventually get that TokuNet adaptation, because that's the one that I want to see adapted. Like, they could do so much fun with that. They could just like, I'm not going to get into it, but there's a lot of really, really cool stuff. Yeah. Nicole, are you back with us?
I think so.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Okay.
What was your reaction?
Don't mind me.
Of Beast Morphers? No worries.
Similar reaction, because I also knew ahead of time of what was happening, but I loved seeing the mixed reactions of the fandom, because I know Go Busters has a commercial opinions. You know, there's people that love it, there's people that hate it. So it's like I personally am very excited, because I'd love to see a different take on Go Busters and all that. So I'm looking forward to it.
I kind of want to chalk it up to maybe being similar to like Go Onger to RPM. Like, we could potentially get just something completely different than what we were expecting, good or bad. And I mean, Ninja Steel kind of did that too, where Ninja Steel was this family of ninjas, and now they're just kids that are in high school, and the ninja thing's kind of not really present. So I think it could go anywhere, and that's always really, really exciting. But yeah. All right, moving on. I know we kind of looked at this and we discussed this before we started streaming, but this may be my favorite thing from the week, is Ultraman Zero and Belial PC cushions were announced by Premium Bandai. Oh my gosh.
Belial.
Belial. What did I say? Belial? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's
everybody.
okay.
That was a joke. So these PC cushions for both Zeo and what was it?
Belial.
Belial, will both be priced at 6,264 yen each and are expected to ship in June of this year. As you can see from some of these really cute pictures, I just love how they have like this random person with him in his lap, just, you know, on the YouTube.
Cute.
And I love that they give him like his own like little keyboard too. And like here's the variant versions. But I don't know. It's just really fun seeing how some people try to market the toys and the pictures that they use. Like this one, she's clearly holding it as if it's like a baby. And then what did you say?
She's not holding Belial though. Like there's no like picture of him getting hugged. It's because he's a bad boy.
I mean, that's probably why he kept on the track he was going down.
Wasn't hugged enough as a little PC cushion.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, here's a question from Playmaker. What is your favorite Sentai and Rider Henshin sequence? Do you have one off the top of your head?
I love for Rider. I love Trajador is my favorite Henshin just of all time. Sentai? Really hard. There's so many good ones. I think maybe I'm starting to really like Maji Ranger's Henshin sequence just because I love all the magical things and all of like the effects of that. So maybe that one.
For me, for Rider, my favorite Rider was Kamen Rider Zeronos from Den-O. And the coolest sequence, like the coolest transformation I've ever seen is, so he in the show leaves for a little bit and then he comes back. And when he does his brand new transformation with these new set of cards that he has, he's basically lying on his back, like dying, and it starts raining on him and all the raindrops start rusting his armor. And you realize that all those raindrops, all of those raindrops are his memories, and those cards that he's now using are his memories that are on the line that he forgets. And so it just blew my mind, and I've never seen anything that's been as cool as like the idea, the conceptualization of that. For Sentai, I really liked Shikanger. Shikanger, I think, was like the first one that I saw that had a sequence. Like it showed them, you know, like, and then like the kanji came over them, and I was like, that's cool. But I think like halfway through the show, they had ones without a transformation sequence, and it was just like what it would look like if you were a bystander or someone they're gonna, you know, beat up, and like you get to see what it looks like when they transform. And I was like, that's some cool stuff. And then of course like everybody past that, you know, started copying like Gossager, Gokaiger, Gobus, Koyuger is like the main one that really, you know, took a lot from that. But yeah. All right. So Toei announces a novel for Kamen Rider X8, which takes place after the events of another ending V Cinema trilogy. You know, like those, I don't even know how many movies are after X8. Seems like a lot. My friend was trying to explain it to me, and I was just like, I was zoning out. Japanese publishing company Kodansha will be releasing a novel of Kamen Rider X8, which takes place after the events of another ending trilogy, and will begin their release at the end of March. Hey, that's now. Under the title Mighty Novel X. I love it. This story promises that the past and future of that person will be revealed. Who that is, I don't know, and I literally don't know. It'll be written by Yuya Takahashi, who served as head writer for the show. Yeah, and if you're not familiar, Kodansha has been publishing novels in the Kamen Rider genre for several years. I know I have like an O's and a double one when they first started doing that, like 6 years ago. But yeah. So the novel's scheduled to be published in June 2018. So, yeah.
They're really milking X8. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love X8, but they, like, the V cinemas I like, but I'm like, a novel too? This is going to be like the new Den-O, basically, of the Kamen Rider Heisei Part 2.
No, Den-O surprised me by how long it kept around, because they had the brilliant idea of anybody that wants to leave the show, just turn them into a kid. And then we'll just recast a kid. If that kid wants to go too, well, we'll cast a different kid. We'll cast a different actor and then turn him into a kid.
Right.
It's fascinating, like how long that show's been going on for. I love it. Here's one for you. It's from Anonymous. Favorite writer / Sentai gimmick, like Gashats and Kyutama.
Ooh, I gotta look at my shelf. What do I like? What have I collected a lot on my shelf?
I can immediately tell you, for me, for writer, it was the switches, the Astro switches.
Ooh.
Those were so cool to me when that show came out. Like I had the USBs, like the Gaia memories. I had like a couple of the O's coins. But like I got the Force belt and I'm like, this is cool. And then I bought that like enemy one that all the bad guys use. It was so cool. That thing didn't leave my hand for like a week.
I think for Rider, my favorite gimmick, though I didn't collect a lot of it personally, were the rings and Wizard because again,
Did
magic themed stuff. No,
Okay.
but getting the ring, I did get the ring extensions. Even my tiny fingers couldn't handle those rings, but I love them. They're so cool. And for Sentai, I think the Ranger keys are kind of still something I really love.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those as well. I just wish they had the spring-loaded action like the American counterparts did.
Oh.
I don't know if you ever looked at like the Power Ranger Megaforce keys, but those were spring-loaded, so they would actually, the legs would fly up. Just kind of like as it was in Gokaiger, and it was really weird to see like Power Rangers have something that was more similar to the Japanese show than the Japanese toy was, which is really backwards. Like if you think of like Dino Charge, the Gabu revolver didn't have a trigger guard, so you couldn't actually spin it on your finger like everybody does in the Power Ranger show. It's like, what is this? I'm trying to think of like other Sentai gimmicks that were really fun. Like I don't know. I just love the morphers. I love buying the morphers.
Fun.
The which ones?
Yeah, the morphers, the Q-Tamas. They're kind of fun. There's a lot of them, but they're fun.
Yeah, I collected all of the original 9, and then I realized like, oh, no more. I can't do this. But morphers, I will always buy a new morpher. Yeah.
Me too. Right. I try to buy as many belts and morphers as I can.
Yeah.
It's bad. Bad for my wallet.
Let's see. So here's one for you, too. What's our reaction of Lupin Ranger versus Pata Ranger? Good or bad?
Good.
Good, yeah. Definitely. Like, it's so far, I think episode 3 has been the weakest out of all the episodes. But episode 3 is still really, really good and really awesome, and it already has like character development. Like, we found out about Blue's past with his, fiance. We found out about like Green's insecurities, and like both of those get very good screen time and get a lot closer to resolvement, which sometimes Sentai doesn't quite do. I know Kamen Rider doesn't do it a lot. Like, they'll show a lot of stuff, and then it never really kind of pans out. It's kind of just like, oh yeah, remember that thing that happened? But
Kamen Rider does that quite often, but I feel like this time around they're doing a very good job of connecting the dots, even with only 3 episodes in. We'll have to see if they continue it though.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, like the director of the first 2 episodes, I made note of this in one of my videos. He did Zyuohger episode 46. And that was the greatest Zyuohger episode because it had like these POV GoPro shots of like the Yellow Ranger. Like you can see like Leo jump up and he's like punching the dude. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like punching this guy. And I was like, I want to see more of that. And then Lupin and Pot came out and it's like all of that exclusively. And I'm like, I love this show. It's so good so far. Here, we got one more to ask or to answer from Shame08. Favorite rider belt?
This is hard. This is hard. Oh my god, I'm staring at my shelf and I have too many that I really, really love and I have like my own little setup for them.
I can answer
I don't know,
this
you
one.
go first. Yeah.
This would be Decade. Decade had the cleanest looking belt, and I've bought a few belts. Like the first one I bought obviously was Zero Nose because he was my favorite. I skipped Decade, and then I bought the double belt, and the double was the coolest one I had just because I love the show. But then I got Forze's, and Forze's was huge, and I was like, this feels like it could be like a real belt. But I like have like now that I can like go to conventions and other places and see other people with the belts and like test them and feel them. It was weird, and then I got the Decade one, and the Decade one has the cards, and it just like the mechanism to like open it, you have to put your fingers and like it feels like the most realistic. And I don't know, I guess that's what I'm looking for. Is I just want something to feel less like a toy and more like I don't know, like it's like got a purpose. And Decade, like as soon as I put that on, like I could like feel like my whole stomach shift like when I would open it. I'm like, whoa, this is heavy duty. So Decade.
I have a tie between Double because I own it and I love Double and I just love like the gimmicks and everything. But I've been watching Fies lately, and oh my god, that belt is so cool. I wish I could find a belt like that belt because I know it's just so hard to find right now for not $100 or not CSM. So
Yeah, CSM's like the only way to get one of those now that's not gonna be like beat up or broken or old.
in which anyways I would take it if it was a little beat up because it's still really cool. But oh my god, that Fies belt is so awesome.
We should talk after this. Have you ever been on Yahoo Auctions Japan?
And don't worry, I'm very familiar.
Okay,
My
okay.
wallet is very familiar.
Like I buy like a bunch of like toys on there that are just like, here's everything from Gaim, and I got it for like $100, and it's like literally every toy from Gaim, versus like, you know,
Do
all
stuff
of
like
the
that.
the random one-offs. It's like everybody's belt, everybody's little face plates and lock seats, and I'm like, cool. All right, let's move on to the last piece
Yeah, I love
of
that.
the week, and we have the trailers, the teaser trailers for the summer films of Lupin Ranger versus Pot Ranger, and Kamen Rider Build. So, yeah, we knew this was coming. This wasn't gonna be, you know, a big surprise. It's pretty much one a year, and then of course the shows have V cinemas and they have team-ups. The thing I love about these like early teasers is they obviously never have anything for it filmed yet, but they still want to get the news out.
Yeah, you're right.
Like the Build one cracks me up because it's just like really low images of the two main characters. Like here.
I know. If that's fine, but still.
But I mean, like all the text and all the graphics, like they look amazing. They just need something from the actual the movie to get there. But Keisatsu Sentai Lupin Ranger versus, or Kaito Sentai Lupin Ranger versus Keisatsu Sentai Pata Ranger and film and Kamen Rider Build the movie will be coming to theaters in Japan August 4th, 2018. So we'll probably be seeing those statewide by, I want to say 2019 at the earliest. I'm not sure what their turnaround time for like DVDs and home media is over there. But yeah. I'm sure Tom here from TokuNet will give us the review, give us the verdicts come August. He's always really good at that. He's always like the first one there.
Not in the movie.
Oh yeah, or he's in the movie too. Yeah, he's like the only white guy that they can beat up in Japan. So
always the white guy getting beat up.
No, like one of my friends actually like messaged me and there he's like, "Hey, you know a lot about Toku. I've been watching some new movies. There's this one white guy that keeps getting beat up. Do you know who that is?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's Tom." Obviously.
Yeah, there needs to be like a game of Spot Tom in all these different Toku movies. And then like tell us how many times you spot him and we'll give you like a sticker or something like that. I don't know. If you can spot all the times Tom has been beat up in a Sentai or Kamen Rider film.
Yep. He's super talented. He does a lot of fun stuff over there. But yeah. So that's our show for the week. I'm just gonna page through real quick, see if there's any other good questions that I should do. We can do this one. What would a meetup between the Pata Rangers and Deca Rangers be like?
Oh my god. I think the Pata Rangers would be like senpais and like so excited to meet other police officers like
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
Be a good meetup, and I would love to see that crossover.
I think if they did do the meetup, it would be a lot like in Gokaiger, where the Deca Rangers show up, and the Pata Rangers, I feel like, would be like, we can do this much better. They don't know what they're doing. And then, like, maybe 5 minutes into the episode, the Lupin Rangers, or at least one of them, is captured by the Deca
Ooh.
Rangers. Like, I feel I have this whole thing going on with Lupin and Pot where they have the same verse changers. I want them to like trade their whatever they equip onto it. Like I want like Pink Pat to like become like Lupin Pink, or
Oh my god.
even if it's just for like an episode, or even if they do like an entire change for a while, like where like green and blue change places, and so you have a green Pata Ranger, or I mean a green Lupin Ranger and a blue Pata Ranger. You know, even if it's just for like an episode or two, like that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I like that.
That'd be fun.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's our show for the week. Any last thoughts? It's kind of hard for me to like keep track of all the chat. You guys say a lot of cool
Yeah.
stuff.
You guys are very active. I know I'm trying to keep up, but y'all having a good time in that chat. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. If you guys like this, let us know. We want to keep doing these pretty much every week. You know, unless there's like something crazy catastrophic that goes on. Um, but yeah, like, and the way that we're gonna do this too is like you could see many different people hosting, many different people guests. So yeah, and we'll also be uploading these. So if you guys have friends that didn't catch it or wanted to see it, or you just want to rewatch something that we said or make fun of how I'm saying things, this video will be going up shortly after we finish here. But yeah, do you have anything else you want to say, Nicole?
No, I'm just really excited for all the cool things that are coming up in Build and Lupin Ranger versus Pata Ranger. So yeah, this is gonna be an exciting season for Toku.
Definitely. This year is already looking up for Toku. I was so drained after Q Ranger. I still haven't finished Q Ranger either. I'm really bad at finishing things.
Oh my god.
I know. So we better stop this pretty quick before someone spoils it. Anyway, thank you as always for guesting and coming on hosting with me, Nicole. I saw you say something, but I didn't hear it.
Oh no, don't do it
There we
again,
go.
Mike.
Right at the most important part.
God damn.
Cool. And if you didn't know, Nicole is now the editor in transition for TokuNet. So all of the stuff that comes through TokuNet, if you ever need to reach out to somebody, there you go. Well, I was going to maybe say something else, but we'll save it for next week. We'll have some more fun stuff for you guys next week. Thank you guys for hanging out, and have a good rest of your day.